during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Money with Laura Sanders, a name you can trust. With over 20 years of real estate experience and selling over 150 homes a year, Laura Sanders is the #1 RE/MAX agent in the state of Florida for 2021. Join us each week as we discuss how to make money through buying and flipping homes, to renting versus selling, and everything in between. To join the conversation, call in live 888-994-4995. Studio A.
Sanders. Today, we are going to talk about how to buy a car. Have you ever gone out to buy a car before and you just really just have a migraine by the time you're done? You need to lay down, you need to go to sleep. You want to kill these people when you're done walking out of the car dealership? Well, that's why I decided, after dealing with a little bit of that, I decided that this would be a great episode to show you ways in which you could save some money when buying a car. So today we have a special guest. His name is Bill Goldberg. He is the president and CEO of Auto Advisors. I have the pleasure of meeting Bill through Priority One Credit Union, and that is one of the things we're going to talk about today is buying your car and where you should get your loan for your car and the homework you should do prior to going out to looking for a car. So let's welcome Bill to our show today and see what he can tell us on what we should do, because apparently Bill wants to have a headache every day. Welcome, Bill.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, our team have headaches every day. It's what we do in this space. We are a credit union car buying program, and we help credit union members buy new and used cars every single day. The key to what we do is to make sure that the member finances through their credit union first. So not unlike buying a home, you wouldn't take one of your clients to a really expensive neighborhood and let them start looking at houses if they weren't pre-qualified, right? You would want
Correct.
them to be pre-qualified. Right.
But so many people do go out first. They do go out looking at cars, yes, and then let people take advantage of them with rate and what have you.
One of the problems is that most advertising, whether it's from the manufacturers or from the local dealer networks, encourage people to come to their dealership to look at a car. That's where the cars are. Go to the dealership. And when you do that, you lose control of the transaction. So the best thing to do is to begin the process by getting your car loan with your credit union, understanding what your stipulations are, understanding what loan to value is, how much you can borrow against the total value of the vehicle, and down payments, and what your monthly payment is. A lot of folks come to us and they want to buy a $40,000 vehicle and they want to spend $200 a month. It doesn't work that way. So $40,000 car is about $750 to $800 a month. So there's a lot of managing expectations that we do so that the member understands before they go to the dealership what they're going to encounter.
Okay. So I always have been under the impression, the way that I do it is and there's all different kinds of buyers, obviously. There's those that we know we're qualified. We don't need to go out. We just need to find out where we're going to find the best rate, which, again, Priority Credit Union has excellent rates. When I was getting it through them, somebody said, oh, check AAA out. They couldn't even touch Priority One Credit Union. And I know you deal with other credit unions, but, I do a lot of business with Priority One. I know the CEO, who is the president, who was the vice president. So, I've done their REOs with them. So I've been around for a while with them. First thing I say to people is don't tell them that you're going to pay cash if you're going to pay cash. That's first and foremost. Would you agree?
Sure. I wouldn't tell anyone what your finance options are.
Right.
Absolutely
and let them
not.
believe throughout the entire transaction that they're going to do the financing, right?
Yes, because for the dealership, the financing, what they call the back end of the transaction, is where the money is made. Now, prior to the pandemic, prior to COVID, most of the money, 90%, was made in the business office. With COVID, you had a dearth of new and used vehicles. You had a supply and demand issue. And so prices of new and used cars were exorbitantly high. In fact, in the fall of this past year, the average new car transaction price was $47,000.
Okay.
For a used car, it was $31,000. And ready for the craziness? 20% of consumers are financing their vehicles for 84 months. That's 7 years.
They allow that?
Oh,
When did that
yeah.
start?
Oh, yeah.
I know 70. I've
Oh,
heard
that's,
70, and it's like 60.
yeah,
You're like, oh
80.
my God. I can't. How do you commit to a car for 6 years? You could barely commit to marriage for that long. I mean, gosh, people are divorced Anyway, I'm just joking. Um, it's a long time to commit to a car for 7, 8 years.
It is a long time.
And
It is a very long time.
okay. So another thing that I say is go in 30 minutes before they close. So you don't spend a lot of time there. But I guess if we're using you, we don't even need to go into the store. Is that correct?
That's correct. Look, I wouldn't go 30 minutes before they close. You're going to make everybody angry, and they're not going to be happy with you. And you know what? These folks are human beings too. They're in a tough end of the business. The dealer side is a tough side of the business to be on. I wouldn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So what I like being the good guy in an otherwise tough industry, and we're the good guys. You call us up, we do all the shopping for you. We get your financing through Priority One, for instance. They have great rates. And what no one's talking about right now is the banks and the dealerships, through their captive finance arms, are charging 6, 7, 8% interest rates. Credit unions are 4, 5%. So because we're out of a 0% environment like we've been since '09, credit unions have a story to tell again, a great story, which is save on your auto loan, 200 basis points. And it's a lot of money. It's $5, $6, $10 a month, which adds up over 84 months,
Okay.
right?
How do you prove to people that it makes sense to go to you rather than to them to go in and be in control of the deal? Like, I'm a controlling person, I'm not going to lie. So for me, how do I know that you're going to negotiate better than what I would negotiate? Because once I've gone into a specific dealership, you can't go in there and negotiate on my behalf, correct?
Correct. Once you go in, you're their customer. They're not going to want to discount the car for us. So how do you know? We have 82,000 members that have used our program. So I can fool maybe one or two of them. I can't fool 84 or 82,000 of them that have used our program since we started
That's
30
an
years
excellent
ago.
closing. That is an excellent thing
Thank
to
you.
say because that is true. People that are leery of salespeople, which I am, to say that, listen, I can fool one or two, but when you've done business for 20 years, you can't fool everyone, and eventually you'll be out of business.
Correct. And also, you can probably tell that we're doing a good job. And I'm going to make a little joke with the hate mail I get, but the F&I managers aren't our best friends because we're not allowing them to make money on the back end. And on the front end, on the price of the car, we make sure that the member pays as little as possible. So, Laura, how many cars do you buy every 5 years for your family?
Don't
One or
use
two?
me. Don't use me as an example. I have a
Okay.
shopping disorder. Don't use me. But the average American, use the average American.
Average American buys 1 or 2 cars every 5 years.
Yeah,
In that time, we've done 20,000 vehicles.
right.
So we have a lot of buying power. We have a lot of loyalty with our dealers. The dealers that we use love us. They love the incremental business, and they understand that they're not going to hit a home run on every member that works with us. They can't make a lot of money. They can hit home runs and grand slams on the customer that walks in the door without us. But when we walk in, they can get a walk or a single. They can make a little bit of money, but not a lot.
Okay. So when they're using your service, what would the line items be on the paperwork? Like, what would they see as charges that would be standard?
Great, Great question. So you always start with the top line, and that is selling price.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be a discount. You'll see the trade valuation if they have a trade. You'll see then a subtotal. You'll see taxes calculated. You'll also see documentation fees. Some dealerships charge doc fees, processing fees, and those are just ways for the dealer to make extra money. There are some associated costs with those electronic filing, things like that. There are title clerks. It's not a $995 cost.
Okay.
And there are many dealers in the South Florida market that charge a $995 higher doc fee. Some of our dealers do charge a doc fee, but they discount that doc fee off the price of the selling price of the car.
The MSRP,
We
like what they call
also,
it usually.
yeah, what's that?
Usually they call it the MSRP, which most people are
It,
familiar to hearing that word.
yeah, MSRP is the manufacturer suggested retail price. In prior to COVID, nobody paid MSRP.
Right.
You might have paid MSRP for a Corvette. That was a limited edition vehicle, but you wouldn't have paid MSRP for a Honda Accord or a Toyota Camry. During COVID, there were many vehicles that were going 5,000 over MSRP. So today, the market is self-regulating itself, it's adjusting, and prices are now MSRP or lower. So this is a good time to buy. If you can wait, it's even going to be better because as inventory comes in, prices will drop. It's strictly supply and demand.
Are we still having trouble with parts from China?
Not parts, but chips,
Chips.
microchips.
Okay.
Yeah. But part of the, I don't want to get into anything political, but part of the uh, infrastructure bill that was passed has incentivized chip production in the United States. So there's chip production in Ohio and Arizona and Nevada, and those factories are coming online, and we're able to get chips into vehicles, and US manufacturers are able to provide product. So
Okay.
you are seeing product on lots. Used car prices are starting to drop, and you're starting to see a little movement. The way we know it's turning is dealers are calling us saying, hey, we have inventory, we need customers. And that's a
Okay.
good sign.
So,
But Laura,
yeah.
let me get back to the line items I
Hmm.
didn't
Yeah, yeah.
finish for
Oh,
you, and I
sorry.
know
I'm
it's
sorry.
important. No, no, I know it's important for you and for your listeners. Um, with those documentation fees, if a dealer charges Laura, they have to charge Bill. So the only way they can discount it is take it off the selling price, but they cannot exit out on the buyer's order. We do, however, work with some big dealer groups through their internet department where they have excluded dealer fees. So not only are we able to get credit union members terrific below MSRP or close to invoice pricing, but there's no 995 dealer fee.
Oh, wow. And you do
So it's
used
really nice.
cars as well.
Oh, yes. 50% of what we do is used cars just because of the unavailability recently of new cars.
But you don't do leases, right?
The credit union doesn't do leases, but we will help you negotiate a lease. Yes.
Okay. All right. And how do you get paid?
Great question. We get paid a flat marketing fee that is transactional. So for each transaction we do, but it's not based on the profit the dealer makes. So if the dealer sells a $10,000 car or a $100,000 car, we don't care. We just get a flat transactional fee for helping the member buy the car at that dealer.
From the member or from the
No, from the
dealership?
dealership.
Okay.
From the dealership.
So
The
they want to
member
deal
does
with
not
you.
see it. Of course they do. And we
Even
ask
during the
them to.
time, but even during the time that things were just crazy?
So, great question. We lost out of 200 dealers, we lost one Miami dealer. I will not mention the name because there's no sense calling them out.
Okay.
But everyone else stayed with us. And we asked them why. If vehicles are so hard to get, why are you still providing us with cars? And they said, because you've been here during the good times and the bad times. And there will be a day when we have more cars than customers, and we want to keep our relationship with you.
Oh, that's great. That's great
So
because
we have we have really good partnerships.
okay, so and after this we'll take a quick commercial break, but I just wanted so recently I went to go buy out my lease. And they said to me, "Well, we have to make sure that the car is safe for you to buy it." I'm like, "Okay, I was just here for service like 10 days ago, so it better be safe." I mean, are they trying to play games? I mean, are they trying not to sell us the cars? Because I know the car was, yeah. They,
Yeah.
Then when I tried to buy the car, they told me I couldn't finance with my credit union. They wouldn't allow me to do that. Then I said, okay, well, let me just write you a check. And then they said, no, you can't do that. And I said, okay, well, let me go to the bank. And it was just like they were doing everything to make this difficult for me.
Well, my sense is they wanted to finance your car.
Yeah,
Because that, again, they can charge you documentation fees,
right.
and they can tell you need to probably fix something that doesn't need to be fixed, or that is recommended by the factory maintenance program, but you haven't deemed necessary to fix. I mean, when you drive a leased car, you must keep it up to the service requirements of the manufacturer. So if it requires a 10,000 mile service, you need to do that so it stays within warranty.
Well, so does
But
my
I've
warranty,
never
though. My extended warranty,
exactly
too. So we're going to talk about
exactly
warranties when we come back, but we're going to go to a quick commercial break.
Sure.
And as soon as we come back, I do want to talk about warranties because I know they have some great stuff at Priority One.
At Title Brothers LLC, our mission is to give you the best closing experience anywhere in the country. Founded in 2020 by Adam Lohman and Josh Wiseman, here at Title Brothers, we're your one-stop shop for residential real estate, title insurance, title and escrow services, real estate closing, and due diligence services. While primarily located in South Florida, we also host dozens of closings throughout the state and even electronically as requested. To contact the Title Brothers, call us at 954-995-4988 or visit our website and get a quick quote today.
Whether you're buying, selling, refinancing, or building your dream home, you have a lot riding on your loan specialist. Max Fish, a top 1% mortgage loan officer in the nation, will give you a same-day qualifying quote. Max Fish is committed to providing his customers with mortgage services that exceed their expectations. Ensuring that you make the right choice for you and your family is his ultimate goal. Contact Max Fish today at 954-729-6933 or max.fisch@nwmcorp.net.
You have been watching Making Money with Laura. For more information, contact Laura Sanders at 954-650-0827 or visit her website at theloracell.com. And now back to the show.
Hi, and welcome back with Making Money with Laura Sanders. Today we're talking with Bill about what we need to do when to buy a car. And obviously it sounds like you just should call Bill and he'll help you. So, Bill,
Appreciate that.
So, and you know what? Actually, real quick, why don't you tell people how they can reach out to you if they do need your service? What's the best way to get you?
Thank you so much. We have an 800 number, 1-800-929-8971. It rings into our Orlando headquarters. You can also go to autoadvisors.com and click on the Contact Us page, little icon up top, fill out a form. It will come into us. Be sure to mark your credit union, or if you don't have one, we will help you find one. And then you'll be assigned to one of our advisors who will help you through the car buying process. But the first thing we do is we explain what we're going to do for you. We want to provide you with full transparency so you understand what to expect, when to expect it, and when you're going to take delivery of the vehicle, etc. We have some members that do not even want to go to a dealership, and we have the car delivered right to their credit union branch, their home, or their office. And it's a really nice, convenient way to deliver a car because you sign papers in the convenience of the credit union branch, and there's no haggle, no hassle. It's really a nice way to buy. It's the way I buy.
Actually, that sounds wonderful. I don't know why I've created so many headaches in my life. I do have two great guys that I've bought from. Like, maybe I could even say, okay, well, I'd like this. It doesn't work like that, right? Once you go through you, the salesman doesn't get it, right? Because I have a great guy
No.
at Lexus, Eric. He's been amazing. Like, I trust him. You know, he's really good. But I haven't had a Lexus in a little bit. And then I have another guy. His name is Lee. He's over at the Buick dealership on Federal Highway in Pompano. He's been great, and I trust him. I trust these guys. Like, I feel like they're not there to take advantage. But it also sounds like what you're doing is amazing. And it really is a migraine. I'm not gonna lie. Really is a migraine.
It's horrible. I want to share one quick story with you. Our South Florida manager, Joe Memley, does a great job for us and for our members. In fact, he manages the advisor that's at the Priority One account. And Joe was helping a member with a Subaru, and they were at the Subaru store, and they were looking at a specific model. And Joe said, "Would you just step outside? Because I can get you the model that's $5,000 more expensive for $900 more than you're paying for a lower equipped, lesser equipped model." And they didn't believe Joe. And he said, "Here, come out, go to my dealer." They did. And a half an hour later, they're calling Joe saying, "How do you work these miracles?" And Joe's answer is, "We do this every day,
Right.
thousands of times a year. And we have great relationships with our dealer partners, and they want to sell cars." So it's a really nice symbiotic relationship.
Yeah. No, that sounds great. Okay. So we were mentioning, getting extended
Extended
warranties,
warranties.
and I didn't know that Priority One sold extended warranties. And the cost, it's honestly, it's a no-brainer. When I say no-brainer, like, if you leave without this, like, one repair is going to cost more than what it costs for that extended warranty.
Correct. And the best kept secret in the credit union industry is they sell extended warranties and gap insurance at 50 cents on the dollar for where you can buy it elsewhere. So an
Why is it a
extended
secret,
warranty,
though? Why are they keeping it a
because
secret?
because credit unions don't do a lot of TV advertising. They tell their members. Remember, credit unions are member owned. And so they're not for profit, and they don't do a lot of loud advertising. And so it's been one of our biggest laments is that no one knows how wonderful it is to finance at a credit union and buy product there. And the best thing is you've got Dina and her credit union standing behind the extended warranty. So if the company says, "Oh, we don't think we're going to cover that," you've got the CEO calling the provider saying, "This is one of our members who bought your extended warranty. You need to take care of them."
Right.
So it's really nice.
Yeah. So to let everybody know, if you are thinking about buying a car and you didn't grab Bill's information, you can always reach out to me. You can go to my Facebook page. You can go to my website and just send me out a message. I'll give you a call back. You can text me at my phone number or call me 954-650-0827. I have two other quick questions because we are running out of time, which I told you this would go fast. We could talk about so much with this. First is, a friend of mine bought a Corvette recently. Now, we all know those Corvettes they're sweet. They're just sweet. And a lot of people were paying about $130,000 for an $85,000 car. And my friend did some research, and he found out that you could buy a Corvette in two dealerships in the United States at MSRP, which was $85,000. And they actually delivered the car to him. So would this be a service that you would do? You would search throughout the United States for a specific car if somebody wanted something and have it delivered to their current location?
It's a great question. We do not have dealer partners in all 50 states. We specialize in Florida and Georgia. We have an affiliate, Auto Advisors of New England, that handles all of New England. And we work with Autoland because of our Disney connection. We provide buying service for Partners Credit Union here in Orlando. They handle the West Coast.
Okay.
But we will shop and look for a dealer in our network who doesn't mark up the car.
Okay.
So there are dealers that will sell at MSRP, but we just have to make phone calls and beg for favors.
Okay. And then so here's the last question. So you
Yes,
said
ma'am.
well, actually, we're running out of time. So, guess what? We're going to have you come back another time. And I really do appreciate you taking the time out tonight to meet with us. So, thank you very much for making money with Laura. And until the next time, see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in for Making Money with Laura Sanders, a name you can trust. To join the conversation, call us at the studio, 888-994-4995 Studio A, or contact Laura directly at 954-650-0827. Laura Sanders, a name you can trust. We look forward to seeing you next week.